Hey folks, this is Clay Dennis with Southern Hearth and Patio, and I want to talk to you about Mendota Fireplaces today. As with most of the fireplaces at Southern Hearth and Patio, Mendota Fireplaces are American-made products. Now, they're actually owned by the Johnson Gas Corporation, which has been around 130 years. And so from a business standpoint and taking care of customers, they've got plenty of practice. But Mendota subscribes to one of the most unique and I think probably the coolest adage of all the fireplace companies, and that's that best flame wins. Different types of doors, different types of faces, different types of gadgets can come and go and be trendy. But with Mendota Fireplaces, best flame wins. And that's one of the things about that makes them successful here at our store. I can put them up against any fireplace from my competitor, and these guys will win it every time. This particular fireplace is the DXV45. The DXV45 is my #1 selling fireplace, and if you look at the flame, it's unequaled to any other gas fireplace in the industry. This is a direct vent fireplace. All Mendota fireplaces are direct vent, and what that means is that there's a solid piece of glass between you and the fire. That means all the particulate matter in the air, like dust, cat hair, dog hair, carpet fibers, things like that that can be burned by unvented, are not going to be able to get to the fire in a direct vent. The other benefit to this is that cold air coming down the chimney will stay inside the box and be used for combustion air, but it's not going to come into the room. So you actually have an atmosphere neutral type of fireplace here. That's how all direct vents work. Aside from the best flame, Mendota also has the highest BTU turndown rate of any fireplace in the industry. While some will mention a 25 or 30% turndown, some will mention a 50% turndown, Mendota actually has a 70% turndown rate. Now what that means is I can go from 45,000 BTUs all the way down to 6,500. So instead of heat, which obviously you're going to get at 45,000, I can sell comfort too, which is anywhere between 6,000 BTUs and 45,000. While each Mendota fireplace can be turned on with a switch or remote control, that back burner shutoff that we discussed earlier is going to be a big deal. The ability to go from 45,000 BTUs down to 6 is huge, especially when you're talking about propane. You're looking at the difference of about a gallon every 2 hours to a gallon every 9 hours. If you look at the flame here, you can see that there's going to be a big turn down here. I still get plenty of embers, I still get plenty of fire, and believe me, it's still putting out tons and tons of heat. The trick to these types of fireplaces is to get the glass super heated so that it produces tons of heat into the room. Then you can turn it down and activate the blower. This particular fireplace is ideal for a centrally located fireplace. It can heat up to 2,000 square feet and do it with burning very little gas. While Mendota does build a tremendous line of fireplaces, they don't go across the board and build 35 different SKUs or 40 different SKUs. They keep the type of fireplaces that they build into a SKU range of about 7. So you still have some choices, but you don't have to go through catalog after catalog after catalog finding just the right fireplace. This particular insert, this is actually an insert. This is actually something you would put into a masonry fireplace or a prefab fireplace if you want to convert it to a direct vent. What we'll do is we'll come in and install this insert here, this entire apparatus, slide it inside your fireplace. We're going to run a 4-inch and a 3-inch flex up the chimney. Now what that's going to do is it's going to bring in fresh air down for combustion, and it's going to allow, the 4-inch flex is going to allow for exhaust to go out through the chimney. The FV44i and its smaller brother, the 33i, are basically going to determine what size fireplace you have and how much area you're going to try to heat. The kick to these things here is I still have the ability to turn off the back burner and run only the embers. I have blower controls. I have a new light feature on the remote control, and they're all thermostatically controlled. If you look at your unvented appliance and manual, if you've been looking at an unvented or if you have an unvented, you can see that it actually asks you to not use it for more than 4 to 5 hours in a given day. Direct vent has a UL listing of a furnace rater, so that means you get to keep it on 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. Now Mendota also builds a line of direct vent inserts which convert your masonry or prefab fireplace, open-faced wood-burning fireplace, into a direct vent insert. And the way we're going to do that is we take the entire insert or apparatus, we stick it into the fireplace, and we run a 3-inch and a 4-inch flexible vent up the chimney. Now what that does is that keeps your your combustion air and your exhaust air separate. It also creates the opportunity to burn without the need of indoor air and without burning things like carpet fibers and paint and pet hair and things that non-vented actually burn during their burn process. Now, the other cool thing about the direct vent inserts is that they're UL listed as a furnace, so you can run them 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Whereas if you actually look at unvented owner's manuals, they say do not burn more than 4 to 6 hours in a day. As with the fireplaces, all of the inserts have variable height remote controls for the blowers. I don't know if you can hear that, but you can hear the blower turning on. And then I can turn that back down low, and it's all variable speed. I have the ability to turn off the back burner, so I can extend my not only burning season, but my burning time. There's going to be those evenings when it's 40 and 50 degrees that you don't want a roaring fire out there from the heat, but this will enable you to burn it into early to mid-May and maybe light off as early as September. Mendota inserts and fireplaces also have what's called the Smart Zone feature. Now, the Smart Zone feature allows the remote control to look at where you have set the thermometer, set the temperature, and it sends a signal to the valve rather than just turning on and turning off like most thermostat valves or thermostat remotes. It actually gradually lowers the flame to a point and then can gradually raise it back up, again extending your burn time and enjoyment of the fire. Another great feature of Mendota fireplaces and inserts is the ability to use it year-round. There's been lots of times where people have a party in July or a party in August and they just have this big black box in their fireplace. Mendota fireplaces have the ability to simply turn on a nightlight, and what the nightlight will do for you is it'll give you a chance to have some type of element, some type of enjoyment from the fireplace year-round. I actually thought this feature was a little hokey when I first saw it, but when you start hearing customers come back and say how much they enjoy that, it kind of makes some sense. It's also great for a nightlight. Now, I tell you, with Mendota fireplaces, I've had other name brands, I've sold a lot of other name brands. Mendota is really, it's a different type of company, it has a different type of culture. If you do have some type of warranty issue, or if you do have a broken piece or part, things ship out pretty quickly. They don't have an entire department of paperwork and money handlers trying to figure out who's at fault and how to get out of it like so many name brands. What these guys do is they understand the end user is really the most important part of their business. Inside of that business culture are some of the things they do for our community. A portion of the proceeds from every Mendota we sell at Southern Hearth and Patio is donated back to our local Ronald McDonald House charities as well as the Boy Scouts. And finally, the thing I like about Mendota the most is its heat output. It's as high as any other manufacturer out there. It's got the best flame, it's got the easiest controls, and one of the reasons we sell it here at Southern Hearth and Patio is I think it's the best value. It's American made, and when people look at stuff like this, when they look at this flame and they see the heat output, it's an easy value to see. Thanks for checking out the Southern Hearth and Patio channel. We've got more videos coming your way soon.